Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. In this video, I'm going to give you a garden update. Now, for the past few weeks, there has been some changes, and the first major change that really had a kind of domino effect on everything else is the fact that I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to spend a few weeks in Jamaica, and what that means is that I'm going to leave where I am now, which you should know by now that I'm in the Turks and Caicos Islands, right? So I'm leaving the Turks and Caicos Islands, going to Jamaica for a few weeks, and then come back. Now, as you also know, I have plants growing, and amongst those plants, I have plants that will ready within 6 weeks and plants that will ready within 3 months, and even passing 3 months as well. Initially, when I planted these plants, um, it's like I knew that I was going to go to Jamaica, but I did it because I wanted to, you know, teach you a few things that I could teach you within that particular stage of plant development or garden establishment, right? So even though I knew that I didn't have enough time to actually um like stay to see them mature and to kind of give them the attention that they need, I still proceeded to showing you how to set the seeds, how to care for the seeds, and bringing them right up to transplanting stage. I have to make a very hard decision, and the decision that I have to make is I'll have to terminate a majority of the 3 months crops, right? And I'm doing this because when I leave to go to Jamaica, um, it will be too much stress and too much pressure then on my wife, right? To water and to care for all of these plants. Of course, she can care for a few of them, but not all. I have to make like 4 trips of my with my water and can to water all of them, and that is basically like 2 times per day. And so as I said, I'm going to terminate most of the 3 months crops. I'm really sorry about that because I was looking forward to it, but the good thing is um I've taught you a lot of things so far as it relates to um growing seedlings, right? Growing seedlings, and at least growing sweet potato to maturity, because we have reaped sweet potato already, right? And yeah, so I would have ideally wanted to just, you know, continue the crop. And of course, the corn is still there growing well. I'm going to show you a video with the corn and the beetroot. So I'm going to leave the I'm going to leave the beetroot, because remember those are experiments, right? I'm going to leave the beetroot and I'm going to leave the corn, right? For her. And of course, I have a fabric container with scallion growing as well, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to bring back some seeds from Jamaica. I'm going to see if I can bring up some potato slips, right? Because the ones I have here now, they are basically um I don't want to reuse those slips, right? So when I come back from Jamaica, I'm going to basically set back some more seedlings, right? I'm going to reset some seeds and restart the garden, right? Because when I come back from Jamaica, it's going to be a very long time again. Well, I'm going to go back down in next year, but um, it's going to be further down in the year, so we can definitely run through a few um, plants, whether 3 months or 6 weeks, to get some production going. So come next year, we're going to have a longer growing period as it relates to me not taking a break, right? When you grow plants, in your containers or in your raised beds, you basically can decide to use them as green manure. There's a phrase that is called green manure, and green manure is essentially green plants being terminated and being plowed back into the soil. And that, of course, those plants will, of course, break down over time and add organic matter and so on. And of course, green manure, your green plants, when you cut them down, you can also use them as mulch also. So what I'm doing is that when I terminate the plants, I'll basically just kind of cut them up and put them on top of the pot or the growing medium, right? To kind of create some kind of mulch effect, right? So when I leave and come back, I know that I have a layer of plant material on top of my soil that is basically um keeping my growing medium kind of cool and so on, and the soil not being burnt out by the radiation of the sun. So yeah, that is something that you need to know. You need to know about green manure. As usual, if you have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comments area. And again, I hope you learned something from the short period of activities that we have been doing. I hope you learn something from that. I'll see you again in another video. Bye bye.